Hey everybody, it's Craig with Smartphone Envy. We got a great face-off for you today between Verizon's two top dogs, the HTC Thunderbolt 4G and the brand new Samsung Droid Charge 4G. Don't forget to stop by smartphoneenvy.com, check out the winner of today's face-off along with written review. I'll also have some photos and video posted from today's combatants for you to take a look at. If you're watching this on YouTube, simply click on the link in the display and it'll get you over to Smartphone Envy pronto tanto. All right, let's kick off our face-off. The HTC Thunderbolt 4G from Verizon, dual-band CDMA, EVDO Rev A 3G, along with Verizon's new 4G connectivity. Weighs in at 164 grams. It's the heavier of the two. As far as build quality, I believe it's a Gorilla Glass over the display. You've got a nice piece of brushed aluminum around the display itself. Nice little chrome accent over the earpiece. 4 touch-sensitive keys below the display. The case itself is made out of aluminum. You've got a nice piece of brushed aluminum here along the bottom portion. Got your kickstand with the phone speaker directly underneath that. Pull off the battery cover real quick. It only comes with a 1400 milliamp hour battery, which is rated at 6 hours and 30 minutes of talk time, so it's definitely the loser in the battery department between these two. It comes with a pre-installed 32 gigabyte micro SD card, which is nice. It's underneath the battery, so it is not hot swappable, which is somewhat of a drag. Get our cover back on, and the battery cover is made again out of a rubberized plastic, and it's got a really nice HTC texture coating on it, so the phone feels very, very solid in your hand, and the HTC logo is in a nice chrome accent. All right, and just off to the left is a dual LED flash and the 8 megapixel camera. Up on top, 3.5mm headphone jack along with the power and lock key. On the right hand side is the volume rocker. Make sure you get that on all the way. On the bottom is a microphone. And on the left-hand side is your micro USB port for charging, syncing, transferring data. All right, Samsung's brand new Droid Charge 4G, dual-band CDMA, EVDO Rev A 3G, along with Verizon's 4G connectivity. Lighter of the two, weighs in at 143 grams. Build quality, again, I believe it's Gorilla Glass. Over the display, you've got a high-grade plastic, looks like chrome rim, that encompasses the entire display. The keys are all physical keys, 4 of them at the bottom. Battery cover itself is made out of a rubberized plastic as well, which we've pretty much come to expect from everybody these days. It's flexible there. You've got a 1600 milliamp hour battery rated at 8 hours of talk time, so much better deal there. Again, you get a 32 gigabyte pre-installed micro SD card, which is great. This one is hot swappable. See the 4G card right there, SIM card, and then your camera, speaker down here at the bottom. Got a little grill over the speaker on the bottom of your camera. Up on top, 3.5mm headphone jack. Get that closed all the way. On the right hand side, power and lock key HDMI port. On the bottom is a microphone, and on the left hand side is your micro USB port as well as your volume rocker. All right, let's talk a little bit about cameras. Both of them offer 8 megapixel cameras. On the Thunderbolt, you get autofocus along with dual LED flash, geotagging, face detection. Video capture is 720p. On the Droid Charge, again, autofocus, single LED flash, geotagging, face detection, blink detection, as well as auto contrast, and video capture again is 720p. All right, let's take a look at the displays on both of our contestants here. Get them lined up for you. Again, they're both 4.3 inches. On the Thunderbolt, you've got a 4.3 inch TFT capacitive touch display showing 480 by 800 pixels. Offers an accelerometer, sensor, proximity sensor, as well as multi-touch. Upper right-hand corner, you've got a front-facing 1.3 megapixel camera for video calls. And just below the display, again, you have 4 touch-sensitive keys: home key, main menu key, back key, and search key. On the Droid Charge, we're getting our first look here in the States of Samsung's brand new 4.3-inch Super AMOLED Plus capacitive display showing 480 by 800 pixels. Again, it offers an accelerometer, sensor, proximity sensor, as well as multi-touch. Upper left-hand corner, you've got a 1.3 megapixel front-facing camera for video calls. Below the display, you have 4 physical keys: main menu key, home key, back key, as well as search key. As far as memory, the Thunderbolt offers 8 gigabytes of internal storage, 768 megabytes of RAM, and internal storage is expandable an additional 32 gigabytes by the free pre-installed micro SD card. On the Droid Charge, it's got 1.1 gigabytes of internal storage, only 512 megabytes of RAM, and again, you get a free 32 gigabyte micro SD card pre-installed. Both of them offer Wi-Fi 802.11 BGNN. They also both offer DLNA support. The Samsung Droid Charge also has the HDMI out. Both of them offer Bluetooth version 2.1 with support for A2DP, GPS with support for AGPS. Both can be used as Wi-Fi hotspots. Processor on the Thunderbolt is Qualcomm's 1 GHz Scorpion processor. On the Droid Charge, it's the ever-faithful Samsung 1 GHz Hummingbird processor. They both run on Android 2.2 Froyo. The HTC Thunderbolt has HTC Sense UI, and on the Droid Charge, it's Samsung's TouchWiz UI. As you can see, I downloaded the Quadrant Standard Benchmark test on our two contestants, so let's say we kick this off and see how it goes. We got a good clean start. Both running 1 GHz processors. The only processing or power advantage would be to the Thunderbolt 4G because it has 768 megabytes of RAM versus the 512 in the Droid Charge. Gives you a good look at the displays. Really gives you a chance to see just how black the blacks are on the new Super AMOLED Plus. Got frames per second lower left hand corner. And we've got the Thunderbolt that's just about done. There we go, and what do we get? On the Thunderbolt, 1817. It's our benchmark score. And we've got this last test left on the Charge. And the Droid Charge came back at 965. So from a Quadrant Standard Benchmark test comparison, our the HTC Thunderbolt, not Droid, HTC Thunderbolt 4G is the big time winner. Alright, I think it's time we ran our unofficial speed test, considering the Thunderbolt spanked the Droid Charge in the Quadrant Standard Benchmark test. So download Advanced Task Killer on both, so let's kill all of the background tasks on both. Head over to the home screen and we'll start with Gmail. And that appeared to be the Thunderbolt. Let's go to the calendar on both. That appeared to be the Thunderbolt too, but not by a heck of a lot. Let's try settings. Again, it seems to be the Thunderbolt, but not by much. Let's try maps. And that was definitely the Thunderbolt. Not really all that concerned about how long it takes to find out where we are. Let's try messaging on both. That I think looked to be the Charge. Let's try contacts. But it was hard for me to tell on that one. I'll have to let you guys call that one. Let's try launching the camera on both. If it was, I think the Thunderbolt was ready to shoot prior, but that was a hard one for me to tell, honestly. And then let's try a third-party application called Movies. Again, they're both running off the same Wi-Fi network. And that looked pretty close to a tie. Let's see who's quicker at downloading and playing the video, and I guess we'll go with Thor. Well, it appeared to me that the Droid, God, I keep saying Droid, that the HTC Thunderbolt appeared quicker when opening most applications when it came to spooling up the video off of Flickster. It was the Droid Charge that got there first. I want to see if either one of these phones can find Corner Bakery. Navigate to Corner Bakery.
Head southwest on Landsburn Circle toward Caffeine Way, then turn left onto Caffeine Way. In 600 feet, turn right onto Instone Court.
Well, that was
southwest on Landsburn Circle toward Caffeine Way, then turn left onto Caffeine Way.
all right. No problem for either one of them picking up the voice guided turn-by-turn navigation. The incredible Well, I keep on. I did the Incredible yesterday. I guess that's why I'm hung up on that. I apologize. The Thunderbolt was quicker than the Droid Charge as far as picking up the voice-guided turn-by-turn and locking on the GPS, but both of them had no problem doing it. There's a look at the satellite view on both. Scroll around a little bit. Again, you can double tap to zoom in, pinch to zoom as well, pinch to zoom to go out. Seems pretty fluid. Seems very fluid as well. Little redrawing. Yeah, a little bit more redrawing needed on the Samsung Droid Charge than on the Thunderbolt, but both of them pass with flying colors as far as navigation. I just want our YouTube comparison, and again, I've got them both throwing out the same Wi-Fi network, and they're both set to default to HQ as far as playback, and we're off.
When the elephant tries to touch you. What's with all that? What's happening, guys? Alright, there's these dudes riding an elephant, right? And that's cool, right? Get your ride on, but don't freak the fuck out when the elephant tries to touch you.
Alright, I wanted to run that just a little bit further just so you could see a difference in the screen quality or display quality. Let's try one more. We're off. Alright, let's do one more because we had the first one spooled up quicker on the Droid Charge, second one spooled up just a hair quicker on the Thunderbolt, so let's try one more and we're off.
Your lights start out with a bright future. Then over time become dull and lose their
Hello, my
luster.
friend. Zef is Russian.
New
I have
Time
something
Plus
pretty nice
Bleach
for you.
helps
Spread
bring your
the
lights back to
AA-12.
bright in one
Fully
wash,
automatic
turning
12-gauge
whitish to
shotgun.
wow.
It's a
Time
military
Plus
weapon.
Bleach.
You're getting 300 rounds per minute. And the thing about this gun, it's complete stainless steel construction. And you don't clean it. You don't need to lubricate it. It just keeps going no matter Russian. Any weather condition, whether you're on the AA-12, or seal coming out of the ocean, everything giant. This magazine, I've got the 20.
Alright, so there's a look at our YouTube comparison. Again, the Droid Charge spooled up 2 out of 3 YouTube videos quicker than the HTC Thunderbolt. Also, the Thunderbolt for some reason picked up spots, had ads, whereas the Charge did not. For me, that's reason enough just to buy the Droid Charge. Just kidding. Anyway, there's a look at the YouTube comparison.